to another episode of Dad's Driving. Maybe that's the intro song, I don't know, sorry. I need to arrange this here a little bit different, because what do I keep forgetting? I keep on forgetting to buy a car mount. Wait, sorry guys, Batman is just interfering here. I have a little Batman plushie in the car, because you know, always good to have Batman with you. And I don't cut this stuff out if you're wondering why, because like I want to be as real in his life as possible. So you know what, this stuff happens, but make sure that you're still on a parking lot kind of way when you do these things. Today it is raining like crazy, which made me thought of what can we talk about today while I'm driving. Well, let's talk about a little bit about comfort food. You know, what do you guys really love when it comes to a rainy day comfort food? Like for me, for instance, one of the things, of course, is potato and pea soup with nice bits of ham in it. Might actually make that. Just need some peas and ham, or nice crispy, crunchy bacon to throw over that. Yeah, maybe I'll make that for dinner. Then also, I remember when I was growing up in Allemagne, Germany, Vazia, and whatever, Deutschland, and whatever else you call it in other languages. There was this powdery stuff, and it's like these granular things. It was a tea that you mixed, and you could drink it cold or you could drink it hot. And I loved it both ways, but of course on a cold rainy day like today, that stuff hot, yeah, you can actually get that in a Polish shop sometimes still here in Ireland, but in Germany you can get that in any kind of supermarket-ish area. You know, it's like a iced tea, or it's a black tea basically with lots of lemon and probably way too much sugar in it. But yeah, I used to love that, and that used to give me great comfort on a rainy day like this. Food. Love talking about food. I also remember, and this is something that's I find really sad in Ireland, is that there is no real bakery culture. Yeah, you can get baked stuff, but generally that's just super sweet cake with icing that is 90% sugar, and it has zero flavor other than sugar. It's kind of similar with the Irish and their French fries, or their chips as they call them here, where it's literally chips with a side of chips and some chips with that, and they're all generally those thick ones that are neither crispy on the outside nor really that fluffy on the inside. They're just kind of soggy. But I digress. So when I used to, as a kid, walk past a bakery, and my mom did have some money left, and she really didn't have that much money when I was growing up. There is this thing in Germany called a Gewürzkuchen, which you can find the recipe on streaming. There's the recipe on my YouTube channel. Well, why am I streaming and driving is because I can talk to myself while I am driving, and I can see the traffic and everything and drive, and instead of listening to some report that I'm not interested to on the radio, and not some music that I either already have listened to too many times because that's my playlist, or some random modern stuff, and I'm not really sure that I like any of the modern music. So I decided to not waste this time when I'm driving and stream. you can also see that kind of stuff going on a lot on any kind of streaming platform, like on TikTok when you have 1,000 followers, where people literally put their phone up and just stream traffic, which I don't know if that's something that I would want to do, because it's just kind of like driving and the radio is on and just kind of showing where you're going. But that also has its fans, and I decided that I wanted to just talk, because I'm alone in the car, and sometimes it's great to just talk to stuff and rather having like an inner monologue. And I think I recently seen a report about this, that only like 50% of people have like a full inner monologue going on. So instead of having an inner monologue, I'm having an outer monologue, and that's cool. So I hope I answered your question. Now back to food. So there was this thing, and it's the spice is used for the cake that I was talking about, called Gewürzkuchen, which would just mean like spiced cake. Are basically kind of like Christmassy spices that you use, like cinnamon and nutmeg and ginger and all of that stuff. Oh, party people, why do you park like crazy in these roads? Like, you saw that I was coming. So, and when my mom did have a little bit of money, she would buy me a slice, and it was this really moist, chocolatey almost Christmas flavor cake with a little bit of and it's like really tiny layer, like it's literally only like it's basically you make like a super liquidy lemon frosting, and put some sprinkles on, of course, to make it look pretty, or child friendly probably. And so every once in a blue moon my mom would buy me that if we passed a bakery. And even the thinking about it, like I can smell the smell that I had there, that would be around in the bakeries at that time, so because in Germany they kind of bake all day long, but they already start very early in the morning, which I don't know if I could get up at that early time, but hey, it's a profession, and the things need to be baked and done. And I from baking a little bit at home, I know that baking is quite time consuming. Of course, if you do it as a profession, you have a professional kitchen and whatnot there. So you just kind of do your recipes that you figured out, or maybe your boss basically gave you the recipe. So maybe it goes, or it probably is a lot quicker than, but it's still time consuming, because those need to rise and rest and all of that jazz. Need to rise and rest and all of that jazz. Yeah. So yeah. Come on, I really need a bloody holder. And so those were some things that gave me comfort. But wait, I'm stopped. Shat 150. Is that like a toilet pun, or is it short for Shatner, like William Shatner from Star Trek? So yeah. Or is it Shatizo, because you wanted to use the numbers as letters? So yeah, that gives me great comfort. These kind of things also, and this I still love today as well, is again German bakery, buying the very cheap Kaiser rolls that you here in Ireland can get in Tesco's, but in Tesco's I feel they make them too small. So let me just park here. So now we are parked. So technically I'm not driving, but I'm in the car right now. So yeah, you can get them in Tesco's, and they're just these simple rolls, but they have, if you make them proper, I have a little bit of heartburn. If you make them proper, then they are so nice and crispy on the outside and fluffy in the middle. And sometimes when you're lucky, two get stuck together, so it has like a entryway that is soft on the side. So as a kid, if I could, again, like well, if my mom had the money, and when later on when I was earning money, of course I could do it myself, would buy the ones that are stuck together, because then you can take them apart, and then instead of having to bite into it to get at the soft inside, you could just start at the soft on the outside, take out the whole like inside, all of it, scrunch that up into like a ball and eat that, and then later on just rip that roll apart. Yeah, that was those are the things that give me comfort. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Don't really have anything at the moment other than that. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell depending on where you are watching. You can also favorite this video in some apps, and in some you can't. Yeah, so that you get updates on the newest episodes that are coming up. I'm really loving the amounts of viewers that I'm getting there. Just at the moment still not really generating any new followers, so I used to be stuck at 200, and I'm sure that a lot of, well, see, next topic. So before we go, I used to be stuck at like 200 followers. I paid, I think, for the 3 top videos that I have pinned, I think I paid like a 20 euros each for the advertisement of TikTok, and so they went up to 8K. But the last few videos, and it was really cool, are, I think, all of the videos that I have done for Dad's Driving, plus one that I basically had 1 year ago at Summer Games Fest, video that I reposted. They got all over 1,000 viewers. Like one where I was talking about food got 4,000 viewers, and it's like, oh my god, that's amazing. Like I'm chuffed. I'm so honored that so many people watched it. I mean, you can look also at the little bit of data there, so how long you guys watch it. So some actually watch from start to finish, and that's very cool, and I'm very, very humbled. So if you like my content, then please hit the follow and the bell and all that stuff, so that you get my updates. But now it's really time for me to go. Sorry for the clap. I know that can be very loud when you drive or when you're listening to these things. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm your dad, Steve, and I am out of here.